Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate Zaid, and if you caught last week's vlog, you know that I had some roller coasters with my Queen Amidala headpiece. But that's okay. That's all part of cosplay and the learning experience. But this week we're going to shift our focus to Pidgey for Anime NYC, and we're going to take the Worbla that is currently on my failed headpiece for Queen Amidala, and we're going to make a successful cosplay this week. That's what we're manifesting. So we're in day 2 of my Pidgey build, and yesterday was kind of a slow start because I ran out of 2mm EVA foam. And then I made kind of a Amazon mishap. I thought that I ordered a dress, and it turns out that it's just a skirt. I mean, it's a pretty skirt, and it's exactly what I need, but now I need to figure out what I want to do for the top part of like the undersuit of this cosplay. So we're gonna have to figure that out. At the end of day 1, we managed to cut out all of the pattern pieces that I need for this project, minus the bow. I don't think I'm going to put together the bow for Anime NYC. And I was able to cut pieces of the headpiece out of foam and the shoulder piece out of foam. And I was only able to manage to wrap only like 3 pieces of Worbla because yesterday was kind of busy and chaotic. So I'm trying to decide what exactly I want to do with the feathers on this headpiece. So the pattern calls for me to cut out 14 feathers, 7 on each side, for this headpiece, and laziness is taking over and it's kind of winning. I have these gold feathers from a previous project that I worked on. Don't ask me which one, I don't remember. I bought them for some reason. Maybe I just never used them for whatever I wanted them to be for. But yeah, do I want to just put these gold feathers in and call it good? But like, I also feel like Pretzel Cosplay's pattern is very good and detailed, and it just kind of all ties everything in together. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit more about whether or not I should just tackle cutting out all the feathers, and then once I cover them in Worbla, I'm gonna have to put all the details in these feathers. There's no way I'm gonna get this done in 2 weeks, is it? So the theme of this vlog is becoming Kate can't read Amazon descriptions. So I got this black Worbla to use for the foam feathers, but I have 14 feathers and only this amount of black Worbla. So I have to use the brown Worbla, and it's taking forever to heat them up and cut them out and put the details on them, and I've run out of all the brown Worbla. So I have these 2 feathers that I need to cover in Worbla, but I do have one more piece of my Queen Amidala headpiece that I covered in Worbla that I can try to take apart and hope that it will cover these pieces nicely. And then I will be able to warm them up, detail them, and then hopefully get the headpiece done today. And by done, I mean like assembled, but not like painted or anything. And then we have the issue of the shoulder pads. I've been wanting to get the shoulder pads completed, but we don't have them completed. I switched them out from 2mm EVA foam to 4mm EVA foam. And I used the scrap 2mm EVA foam to cut out the headpiece's feathers. And that's becoming a whole saga of its own. I cut out these strips of EVA foam to line around the edges of the shoulder pads, but I just didn't like the way that they looked. So now I'm using baking molds to make these braid rope looking things that I'm going to use to line around the edges of the shoulder pads. But I want everything to look uniform and like it matches. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take this system of the braided rope look and also put them around the hip pieces and the leg pieces. And I'm also gonna redo the arm pieces. I had the arm pieces cut out, but I think I'm just gonna find a new template and a new pattern to make the arm pieces. But we're gonna put the arm pieces and the leg pieces on hold for right now. And I really want to see what I can do for the shoulder pads and the hip pieces with these braided ropes. So before we have everything done today though, I want to get at least one piece completed. I'm dabbling in a little bit here and there, and I don't even have a single piece completely assembled yet, and that's really what I want to focus on. Okay, this is a huge win. I am so happy that we have a part assembled. I might have to make some changes as it like dries and settles, but I'm very happy with how this turned out. I kind of went away from the pattern a little bit. The original pattern has 7 feathers on each side, and if you look closely, I only put 5. It got to the point in my creation process where making all these feathers just seemed very tedious, and I stopped, and I also ran out of Worbla. If I want to cover all the pieces of this cosplay in Worbla, I'm probably gonna have to spend another $300 on Worbla, and I just don't really want to budget that for this cosplay right now. The other piece though that I really do want to be fully made out of Worbla is going to be this chest piece that I am creating. However, the pieces that I got to help me with like the boob parts are a little too big. So Amazon actually lost the package with the domes or like the spheres that would be the right size, and I actually had to reorder them. So they will be coming in on Saturday. But that's just how it goes sometimes, and that's okay. But because we have run out of Worbla and I don't want to invest that money into it, I have to go away from Pretzel Cosplay's plan and pattern, and I'm gonna have to go rogue. So Yeah, we're not really on track like we'd want to be right now, but we are coming up with new ideas, we are staying within our means, and tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow.
So it's the beginning of day 4. I've been doing this for 3 days already, and the only thing I figured out was what not to do. Now today, what I'm absolutely determined to accomplish are the shoulder pieces. I don't have the shoulder pieces here to show you right now because they're out in my garage because I use contact cement on them and contact cement has fumes. But once that's all dried, I will show you. I am going back and forth about adding these pieces to the shoulder pieces. It goes like this. It's like gives like a little bit of a layered look. But as we figured out, these straight lines here, I am not very good at cutting out. I'm thinking about things, but today we are going to get these done. That's it. I'm determined to get shoulder pieces done today.
So these are my shoulder pads so far. Look at these seams. We're going to cover them. And I'm liking how they're turning out. We have these little wing things that we're going to put on them. And these strips here we're going to use to cover up those ugly seams.
So I've run out of 2mm EVA foam again, and I don't actually have fur for this project. So Joann's is like a 45-minute drive away from me, so I'm at the only craft store that is a reasonable commute for me to hurry up and pick up these supplies. And I should probably pick up more EVA foam clay because I'm making a lot of those braids out of the baking mold. So let's go shopping. I have a whole list.
I came here looking for fur, but tell me why I don't need this Velociraptor fleece.
Out of all the fur at the store, I decided to pick this one. I really like the colors that were in it. Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, they all kind of have some black in their detailing and colors. So I thought the black in this fur would be very nice. And it also has like this light tan color that I feel would go very nicely with the gold of the armor. So, I can't wait to work with it, but I probably won't get to it until next week. So I'm making all these braided rope pieces for the edges of all the armor to make it a little bit easier for me so I don't have to cut out all these strips or do a lot of sanding. This is going to do all the work for me of making everything look pretty. And I've been using this one mold here that's short, itty bitty, and I've just been going back and forth between my freezer and sticking EVA foam clay in this, and it's been taking a very, very long time. So when I went to the store, I checked out the baking molds, and this is a pie mold for like pie crust, and it's the same thing practically. So I'm gonna actually stop using this one because I feel like the short pieces that I have here are sufficient for whatever I might need the short pieces for, and I'm just going to use these 2 braids here to make the rest of the trims, I guess, that I need. We did it yesterday. I'm so happy. We got the shoulder pieces done. I still have some more painting that I have to do and some weathering, but check them out. I'm fairly happy with this. When I went to the store yesterday to get 2mm EVA foam, it was specifically for these details here, and the 2mm EVA foam was out at the craft store that I went to. So they had 3mm EVA foam, and it does not do the job as nicely as I want it to. That extra millimeter is a huge difference, I guess. But they're just gonna be on my shoulders. They're gonna be fine. they're done, and that's all that matters. So today we have the arm pieces that I cut out yesterday and the leg pieces that I cut out yesterday and molded around my leg. They look very boring right now, but we're gonna put these braids around them. I don't know if I'm going to put it all around or just on top. I don't know. I need to figure that out. But that's what we're going to do today, so we can have some finished arm pieces and leg pieces. And then yesterday I almost quit the whole cosplay when I was dealing with this. This is the corset piece. I didn't think I was going to be able to make the cups, but it looks like a corset. It worked out. I didn't film this because I was crying the entire time, but I am so happy. And yesterday I didn't know if I wanted to do these, incorporate these into the cosplay, and I still haven't decided. I really do think that these are great just as they are, but these could potentially add even more oomph to it. So I'll figure that out today as well. So we are gonna do even more with the shoulder pieces, possibly the arm pieces, the leg pieces, and then if there's time, we will tackle the detailing of this piece. Yay! So we made it to the end of the first week and I learned so much. I didn't realize how much Worbla it was going to take to make a full armor set, but I definitely am very thankful for the experience of working with Worbla and also the different sizes of EVA foam, because I know so much more after this week than in the start of it, for reals. My biggest accomplishment this week, even though I didn't film much of it, is getting this chest piece assembled. I'm so happy with it and I cannot wait to finish it next week. I also made amazing progress on the arm and leg armor, and all I have left is to take apart that fur and trim the edges of these pieces, and then they'll be complete after I put some elastic or figure out how I'm going to attach them to my body. And I made some knee pads too, but they're in the garage. They have a seam down the middle and I'm still figuring out how to work with those, but I think that they'll be a simple addition and I think I could figure out how to make them quickly. Maybe like give me like an hour or two and they'll be done, hopefully. I say that a lot and then it turns out into a whole day event. And I also, throughout this entire week, totally forgot about this belt buckle piece. Yeah, I'll probably do this at the same time as I do the knee pads. It should be a quick thing. I should find some wood to knock on because nothing is ever quick when it comes to cosplay. And an update on the shoulder pieces, I decided not to use them. The more I worked with these pieces, the more I start to hate them. So I'm just not going to include them. I think the shoulder pieces as they are beautiful. So I completely neglected the hip pieces as well. I have the shape of them done. I just have to figure out how I'm going to add the image of Pidgey and Pidgey Odo on the different sides so I can show people who I'm supposed to be. And then one thing that I've put zero thought into, which seems to be kind of the theme of this closing clip, of I didn't put any thought in the hip pieces, I didn't put any thought into the belt buckles, I didn't put any thought into the knee pads, but I really didn't put any thought into the cape. I need to put a cape on. because the corset piece doesn't have a back, and I think the cape will cover also everything that I want covered back there. So I definitely need to do a cape, but the cape will be its own adventure. We'll figure out the cape, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about how things are coming along, and I'm really excited to show you everything that I accomplish in next week.